It's like a double door.
It's double door, so then if it's not jammed, it just pushes right in.
All right.
All right,
we still have program in our ear, Vince.
I think we're live. Are we live?
Yeah, I think we might be live.
Okay. Yeah, if you could take that, well, forget it. We don't need that. Welcome, everybody. I'm 10 Tampa Bay Chief Meteorologist Bobby Deskins, 4:30 on our Monday afternoon.
Sir. I am 10 Tampa Bay Meteorologist James Gregorio.
And we're back in the saddle here. This is, if you complained about the heat last week, your complaints have been heard.
Yes.
Somebody lodged a pretty good complaint because we've got some cool weather coming up this week. In fact, these numbers right here, these were the low temperatures, well, ballpark for last week. And these are actually the forecasted high temps for the week coming up. So we had the front come through yesterday. You felt the cooler air out there. In fact, yesterday evening was kind of chilly.
Yeah.
If you're out there early.
Yeah.
But you can see that we're really going to get some cooler air as we get into Wednesday into Thursday. There's another cold front, probably take through about mid-morning on Thursday before it gets through here. But that brings even cooler air. Friday, staying in the 50s, perhaps, for high temperatures.
That's the high temp.
That's the high. 71
Yeah.
is the average high temperature for this time of the year. So certainly a lot cooler than what it should be. And then you see another one will come through Sunday night into Monday, and that will keep us cold for Monday morning and Tuesday. So I'm really thinking Wednesday to Wednesday, but it's really more, it's probably Thursday to Thursday. Is going to be well below average for the upcoming week.
Yeah.
And that's what you're looking at right there.
After being above average for so many days.
Yeah.
In fact, record-breaking on Saturday.
Yeah.
Brooksville, I think, was 85. St. Pete was 84.
Ruskin set another one. Ruskin set 2 or 3 record high temperatures last week alone.
So, talk about the extremes. The roller coaster ride continues.
The yin to the yang. Now, there's live outside right now. I hear all of you chemtrail people. You've been on my Facebook page today. I mean, I hate to tell you, that was Southwest Airlines 1057 heading to Cancun. But, you do you. Right? You do you. There's a lot of moisture up there. And in fact, I knew this morning, when I looked up there, I posted, I said, there's a lot of moisture up there.
Yeah.
You can see the contrails that are up there.
Yep.
It's not that planes make that moisture. They don't put that moisture there.
No.
The planes are disturbing the moisture that is there. They don't put anything into it, right? And so that's what typically happens. But when you have days, and especially at certain levels of the atmosphere, and this is one of the levels where a lot of the planes are flying, 35, 36, 37,000 feet up there. There's a lot of moisture. When you could see it just in the high clouds coming through. And then when the plane flies through that, disturbs it, cools it, or heats it actually, and then they actually form cloud droplets, ice droplets really. That's because it's being disturbed by the plane jet engines going through it. It's not necessarily
cloud seeding or whatever.
I mean, they've done that, right?
Yeah.
We're going to get into a whole thing right here. We're doing that. But going back even to Vietnam, they did that. They were trying to there was route that they were using that they didn't want them to be able to use it, so they were trying to get it to rain more over that route. So they started using some geoengineering trying to get it to rain, and it actually worked a little bit.
Yeah.
But we're talking very small square footage, if you will, aerial on the ground. Something like that, number one, it's still there. So a lot of people think, that's barium, it's got all this stuff in it. Even if it is, it's up there.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'll show you a time lapse later, you can see it moving across the sky there with those winds, because that's another thing that's going on up there. It's a little bit on the breezy side. But that indicates that usually when we have high clouds like that, that's usually where you start to see the moisture come in before we get some rain or a cold front. And that's kind of what's happening out there right now. 71 degrees out here at the surface. Dew point's still comfortable, 54. That came down from what we had. But certainly temperature-wise here, we are below average. 69 in Tampa, 64 right now in Crystal River, 67 in Newport Richey, and we've got 74 down in Arcadia. So that's one of our warmer spots out there. Now, satellite radar, there's the high clouds coming through, right? You can see it, and it's higher, it's moving quicker. There will be some drier air moving in eventually as we get into, it's probably not until Thursday afternoon. But we are going to see a quiet night out there. The headline is the cold air, all right? So one came in on Sunday. Look at that one. So that's Thursday.
Right, that's going to give us the cold temps Friday morning. Look at that thing.
Man, That is deep.
Freezing line south of Jacksonville, probably.
Yeah, it is. It's down here, right in here.
Yep.
It's that blue and light blue, I think, is what we call the 850 line. And that shows where it's freezing generally north of that. So that's coming all the way down. This looks to be, by Friday morning, the coldest air so far of the season. All right, so I think we end up getting...
It's the coldest day of 2026.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, so far.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, just of the whole winter season,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. And January is typically the coldest month on the East Coast.
Typically.
Yeah.
Now, in La Nina years, here in Florida, we tend to get a decent chance for freezing temperatures, but not until February.
Yeah.
Like statistically speaking, February, it's like kind of it's the last gasp of winter type thing. But this is a setup that we would get, and then eventually it breaks free.
But look at the ridge.
That's the second one.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost, it looks like it's almost as deep.
Yeah. Very, very close. I mean, well, we were talking about maybe Ocala or Gainesville. Maybe this is a little bit further to the north of that. I mean, it was down here.
Splitting hairs, though.
Yeah, exactly. Now, this is the GFS model, so we'll see, but the European's similar. And then the next one, and that one looks, I mean, this is legit.
That's a beast
polar
right there.
Arctic air right there, right? Unfortunately, I think this one comes down and then kind of goes east. It doesn't look like it ends up like this. All right, and so that means we don't get as much of that one. But I tell you what, that's going to be a doozy.
That is a doozy right there.
That's the 22nd. And so I think, in
Canada,
Jersey's going to get it.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I really, the Great Lakes, all those people are going to get it.
I can hear my gas meter spinning right now.
It's like, dude, that is coming. And that's the third one.
Yeah.
This is the fourth.
Yeah.
Right? So that's after 3 good ones that those folks up there are going to see. Here are the feels like temperatures for us. So we don't have a lot of wind around on Friday morning. However, anything on top of the actual temperatures being cold is going to make it feel like the low 30s for just about everybody, perhaps 29 for a feels like temperature up in Homosassa. I expect freezing temperatures Friday morning and probably Saturday morning, Pasco, Hernando, Citrus County at least.
Yeah.
All right? So we're probably going to get freeze warnings for that. Keep that in mind. You got plants, you got pets you need to take care of. Again, it's Friday morning and Saturday morning that we're concerned about. And then it does get a little, I mean, look, there's Saturday morning right there, still feeling cold. And then it does get a little bit warmer as we head out towards next week. Now look at the low temps. So you can see why Friday morning and Saturday morning we're concerned, right?
Yes, yeah. Saturday's not much, I don't even want to use the word warmer. Let's use the word Saturday is not quite as cold on the overnight low, but pretty close.
Usually it's the second day that we get the high pressure in, that we end up with good radiational cooling, get
lighter
some
winds,
very light winds.
Yeah.
And sometimes the timing's off. It depends on what time the front actually comes through. And that's kind of this particular case. Ordinarily, that Saturday morning would be the coldest, but because of the fact that I think that front's coming in on Thursday, it's going to take a little while for it to really get set up. So then we look ahead into next week, Tuesday morning, I should say 43. Wednesday morning, 41. Still, again, not as cold as what we're going to see Friday and Saturday, but it's not that far off. So very, very chilly air is headed our way. So next 12 hours, this looks balmy.
It does, and look what builds in at 1 a.m., the cloud coverage. So we kind of put the blanket on the bed a little bit and kind of keeps the heat of the day in. So that would have been much cooler if it was a clear sky all night long.
Yeah, mid-50s for overnight lows.
Yeah, not terrible.
Not behind the front, right? It's not.
Yeah.
And then tomorrow, quite a few clouds around, mainly mid and high-level clouds than anything else. But there is a small rain chance for tomorrow. I think we put 10% on there.
Yep.
The model's showing it, and it's possible. But certainly seeing it in the cloud cover increasing.
Kind of like yesterday. I mean, there were a couple sprinkles. I don't know if you had a sprinkler or two at your house yesterday, but South Tampa, we had a sprinkler or two for like 10 minutes, and that was it.
Yeah. Well, that was the front coming through.
Yep.
This is a little different.
Yes.
This is going to be a little southwest surge in the mid-levels.
Right.
And at the same time, the wind's out of the north and the northwest at the surface.
And the air is super dry. So how does it not evaporate? I mean, there's not much to it to begin with. Yeah.
Exactly. So some of it's going to evaporate, but a sprinkle can't be ruled out, but you don't see it there. Now, here are the surface winds. I went northeast to north for boating at 10 to 15 knots. I think 15 is probably a bit much. Light chop, I didn't want to go moderate chop. I thought that was a bit much, but 2 to 3 footers out there on the Gulf. But there's a little bit more out there today, obviously because the front just came through. So the winds are coming down a little bit tomorrow. Just won't be as bumpy as what it was out there for today. So if you're trying to get the boat out, tomorrow is a little bit better day for that.
Yeah, speaking of the boats, I think I drove by the Gandy boat ramp on Saturday, and there was not a spot to be had. Yeah, I mean, it was just packed.
Beautiful weather.
Everybody was out, and they're like, you know.
It's hot.
Yeah, it was hot. Yeah, they're like, we're not going to waste this little gift here of 83, 84 in Tampa on Saturday. So
you're seeing what's happening here. This is a little bit of what we're looking at for tomorrow.
I'm
A
drifting.
little bit more forms here, and then it kind of comes up across the Bay Area by tomorrow afternoon. So it's not a lot, and you'll notice a lot of this is going to fall apart as well. But back out to the west, we've got this kind of brewing up, and this is part of the moisture that comes across the Gulf, really kind of stages here with the low pressure developing, and then that low moves across. All right, and that brings us a better chance for some rain. And that's going to be happening as we get going into Wednesday night into Thursday. So let's take a break. 4:41. When we come back, we'll take a look at the forecast models, and we'll talk rain chances along with the 7-day forecast.
Before hurricane season hits, it's time to prep your home. Familiarize yourself with where your water shutoff valve is located. If backflow prevention devices are installed, get them tested annually.
Those are some great tips, and Cool Today is here to help you weather the storm. For over 60 years, we've been here to help Floridians with their cooling, plumbing, and electrical needs. We can help you prepare, protect, and repair your home. Call 888-40-TODAY.
I was driving when a Ford pickup truck barreled into me from behind, sending me to the hospital.
I knew my husband was going to need an excellent attorney, so I called Dan Newland.
I'm so glad my wife called Dan. Dan really fought for me. He won my case and got me $650,000.
If you've been involved in a car accident, allow me to fight for you. Call me now at 813-888-8000.
Thanks, Dan, for winning my husband's case.
This autumn, give your home the upgrade it deserves. Save up to 20% during California Closet's Autumn Upgrade event, making it easier than ever to transform your space with our select finishes. Whether it's a walk-in closet, home office, pantry, or garage, our designs are about more than organization. They're about creating space for what belongs. We call it practical magic, expert design that feels effortless. Visit one of our 3 Tampa Bay showrooms or schedule your complimentary consultation today at CaliforniaClosetsTampaBay.com.
Windows are created and installed with different levels of quality. Unique quality that can withstand the tropical climate. Our installers only install PGT custom windows and doors, so we are the go-to experts. Don't take my word for it. We have been named Best of Tampa Bay 3 years in a row, Reader's Choice in Sarasota 3 years in a row, and nationally recognized as Window and Door Dealer of the Year. Price is what you pay, but value is what you get. Give WeatherTight Windows a call today, and don't forget the cookies.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Let's talk rain chances now, because we do have a few chances out there. In fact, I think Wednesday night and Thursday is the best chance that we've seen for a while. But we were talking about a small chance for rain tomorrow, and it could be during the morning commute, but it's really small. So take a look at the forecast model, if you will, there. You can see as we go through tomorrow morning, I'm going to do this kind of manually. See that green right there? Most of it's just offshore, but it is trying to push onshore. Let me go back to the morning hours. This is 5 a.m., 9 a.m., noon, 1 o'clock, then it kind of falls apart. But there's still a sprinkled chance throughout the day tomorrow. So we went ahead and we went 10%. Now, tomorrow night into Wednesday, there's a small chance of it popping back up. You see that? So that's Wednesday morning, which we'll have to watch. But it kind of looks like Wednesday afternoon, right there is 3 o'clock. And then Thursday morning, which is 2 a.m., so Wednesday night, Thursday, is the best chance for the rain, and then you're clearing out during the day on Thursday because the front actually comes through. So this Wednesday night and Thursday right here is, I'll be honest with you, it's kind of the easier one to forecast because that's coming in ahead of the front, and then the front finally kicks through.
Yeah, it's a little more predictable.
Yeah. This one here, how much that comes in is a harder one to do, and I'll be honest with you, this one right here too, tomorrow Wednesday around 1 o'clock. Or I shouldn't say that. It should be Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, right there, 4 in the morning. That looks like a lot, but I don't think we get that much rain. Just put that out there. All right. So, bottom line is stray shower around tomorrow, stray shower early on Wednesday, but better chance Wednesday afternoon. That's 3 o'clock through Thursday morning, probably through about 8 o'clock in the morning or so. I don't think it's going to be an all-day thing on Thursday at all.
No, but certainly by 10 we're done.
Yeah.
At the latest.
And we do have a weather impact alert for Wednesday night and Thursday morning because we think that will affect the evening commute Wednesday and the morning commute, at least part of it, possible on Thursday. And then we have another one
Friday morning.
For that cold air.
Yes.
So if you look at that 7-day forecast, you can see those there. And we do have one for Saturday. Good, I didn't do that. That's
Yeah,
good.
how
I like
about that?
That's all we need. I think we need it anyway.
There we
so
go.
That's perfect. Yeah, so we're looking at cold air. Yes, this is let's go to this one. That's it right there. So 37 on Friday morning. Look at that. And only in the 50s.
Yeah, we're definitely not getting out of the 50s on Friday. And that 58 may even be a little ambitious. A lot of guidance between like 55, 57, 58. Yeah. So that might be a smidgen on the high side. So if you think we're going to hit 60 on Friday, no bueno.
Ugh.
Not happening.
I'll tell you. I mean, I wasn't complaining about the heat.
No,
I'm not ready for this. I don't want this.
Yeah, I know. But talk about weather whiplash. We went from 85 to 65 by next weekend.
Yeah.
So we don't need 20-degree departures. But then again, if it's 65 here, up north, it's 35.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be real cold there.
So,
all right, let's go out west. Don't we have? You told me an interesting fact.
Yes.
California.
Yep.
For the first time in 25 years,
no drought.
No drought in the whole state.
In the whole state. So,
half of California is a desert.
I know.
I mean, that's amazing.
Right. So, but again, their precip, their normals are pretty low because of that.
Right.
But just to even get back to where they should be, I think is quite a feat.
Yeah.
So, we have reporter Caleb Mueller there in California with the story.
This is the first time we've seen that since December of 2000. So it's been quite a while since there's been no D0 abnormally dry or worse being depicted in the state.
This week's U.S. Drought Monitor map is an unusual sight to see as California shows no drought conditions, while much of the rest of the country is experiencing abnormally dry or drought conditions.
This water year, which started October 1, we got off to a great start. And we've seen regular storms work their way through over the months. And in the first quarter of the water year, as we rounded into the new calendar year, we're at about 150% of average on precipitation.
Our First Alert weather team says this 2025 to 2026 season is considered to be a La Nina year. And for California, that usually means drier conditions.
But this year is an anomaly. We are seeing the storms form right off the coast of California. So they're coming right in, inundating the state from north to south. So we've had this heavy, steady rain that has continued.
That steady rain has also helped refill California's reservoirs, with 14 of the 17 major ones at 70% or more capacity. But that doesn't mean these conditions are here to stay. Climatologists say we're in a wait-and-see period to see how the rest of winter goes and what things will look like come fire season.
That back and forth is something California is well accustomed to. So we'll see then as we get into February and March when they start their growth cycle, if there's continued moisture to allow for that. And then fire season begins when those grasses begin to dry out.
The next week or so is supposed to be fairly dry in the state, warm as well. So again, as quickly as we've seen some of these dry situations get tampered down and relieved, they could be developing again.
And I've seen instances out there where they get a lot of rain, like out in the desert areas, and in the spring it is beautiful.
Right.
The flowers that bloom, right? But that vegetation that's growing and blooming normally isn't growing and blooming as much. And then when it does dry out, now you've got more tinder to burn.
Yeah, exactly. So it's sort of
it is a flip-flop situation for them. That's kind of what they're alluding to. Like, hey, now that we got all this, that's great, but it's probably going to dry out again soon.
Right.
So,
right.
So we'll see what happens
there.
So
we added more fuel to the fire, literally.
Yeah, really. I mean, got to enjoy it. It's hard to say that when they're not in a drought, right? Like, we're actually complaining about that?
Exactly.
Like, come on.
Exactly. We can't just be happy.
All right, so we have a rock slide?
Yeah. Some rock slide video. There it is. Look at the rocks and the boulders there on the highway. Big
Chatsworth,
old boulder.
California there.
Yeah. So that was, I think, near a burn scar. So, obviously the landscape there was compromised to begin with from the fire, and no vegetation to hold the big old boulders back, and boom.
Man.
That would put a damper on your day if you're driving by and that thing rolls down.
Always, because sometimes you'll see signs that says falling rocks, that kind of stuff, but then you never expect.
No, and there's a lot of areas that if it's a frequent thing, they'll have sort of nets up. James Hopkins was saying that they have nets on like I-40 out in western North Carolina.
Yep.
So,
I-70 out there in Colorado. They do all that kind of stuff. Yeah. All right, 4:50. Let's take another break, and when we come back, and we'll wrap things up with our 7-day. We'll take one last look at that chilly forecast coming up.
Before hurricane season hits, it's time to prep your home. Familiarize yourself with where your water shutoff valve is located. If backflow prevention devices are installed, get them tested annually.
Those are some great tips, and Cool Today is here to help you weather the storm. For over 60 years, we've been here to help Floridians with their cooling, plumbing, and electrical needs. We can help you prepare, protect, and repair your home. Call 888-40-TODAY.
I was driving when a Ford pickup truck barreled into me from behind, sending me to the hospital.
I knew my husband was going to need an excellent attorney, so I called Dan Newland.
I'm so glad my wife called Dan. Dan really fought for me. He won my case and got me $650,000.
If you've been involved in a car accident, allow me to fight for you. Call me now at 813-888-8000.
Thanks, Dan, for winning my husband's case.
This autumn, give your home the upgrade it deserves. Save up to 20% during California Closet's Autumn Upgrade event, making it easier than ever to transform your space with our select finishes. Whether it's a walk-in closet, home office, pantry, or garage, our designs are about more than organization. They're about creating space for what belongs. We call it practical magic, expert design that feels effortless. Visit one of our 3 Tampa Bay showrooms or schedule your complimentary consultation today at CaliforniaClosetsTampaBay.com.
Windows are created and installed with different levels of quality. You need quality that can withstand the tropical climate. Our installers only install PGT custom windows and doors, so we are the go-to experts. Don't take my word for it. We have been named Best of Tampa Bay 3 years in a row, Reader's Choice in Sarasota 3 years in a row, and nationally recognized as Window and Door Dealer of the Year. Price is what you pay, but value is what you get. Give WeatherTight Windows a call today, and don't forget the cookies.
All right, let's take one last look at those high temperature forecasts over the next 10 days. So this is going to be a pretty chilly period through January. All right, because we're basically at the end. We're at the 22nd or so. What's today? Today is the 12th, so that's the 22nd on the end there.
Same thing. Yeah, exactly.
So everything between now and then.
Right, so but January is a long month. So the 22nd, and then you still have
week after
another
this,
10 days almost after that.
And some of the extended models on the back side of this are in the 80s.
Crazy. So the roller coaster continues.
10 days are cool. Yeah. So, we're getting our cool weather. That's for sure. I do think that the freezing temperatures are a possibility, as we mentioned, for Friday morning and Saturday morning. And then we'll have to watch Wednesday morning. I mean, look, the devil's in the details for Monday, Tuesday,